Social networking slight to slaughter number 5, Tumblr. If Twitter and Blogspot got together and had a hideously deformed amoebic child, it would be Tumblr. That is, you can post short, sweet, to-the-point blogs with whatever pictures, songs, or linked videos you want. Tumblr claims that they allow you to do anything and everything on their website, although pretty much everyone knows that the only place where you can do everything is Zombo.com. Link in the doobly-doo, and frankly, I don't even know why people use YouTube with places like Zombo.com. Anyway, people call the act of posting short blogs onto Tumblr tumblogging. I call it word farts. Good afternoon, butt kickers. It's February 8th, the 39th day of 2011, which means that 51 years ago today, the first 8 stars were installed in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Who are they for, you ask? Well, they're for Emeril Lagasse, Eric Cartman, Super Mario, Gruntilda Winky Bunyan, George Washington, the Can You Hear Me Now guy from the Verizon commercials, and Jabba the Hutt. To find out who the first 8 actually were, I'm confident in your abilities to look it up online. Although I found out who they were and figure that roughly 2% of my audience would know who those people were. There are over 2,400 stars on the Walk of Fame. So much for exclusivity. Speaking of award-type things, I think it's high time I hand out my Griffy Awards. What do you think? Alright, for Best Retail Game, my nominees were Red Dead Redemption, Heavy Rain, Mass Effect 2, Super Mario Galaxy 2, and God of War 3. The winner, anticlimactically, for those of you with origins in my Griffin Lobster channel, aka 98% of you, is Red Dead Redemption. I felt that this game was a prime example of character design and story integration in a fully realized and unique gaming world. How many actually good Western games can you think of off the top of your head? Uniqueness is all well and good, but without solid gameplay to back it up, you're kinda dead in the water. Luckily, Red Dead Redemption is in good hands with Rockstar. They know how to do awesome gameplay. Best downloadable game of the year, my nominees were Limbo, The Misadventures of P.B. Winterbottom, Mega Man 10, Cave Story, and Super Meat Boy. For me, the award goes to Winterbottom. Now, everyone's been talking up Limbo like it's the crowned achievement to downloadable titles. And sure, I understand that it's mood-driven and immersive, and it was, but the gameplay just wasn't there for me. Far too meager. Winterbottom, on the other hand, provided both atmosphere and gameplay, combining an old-timey film feel with time manipulation, puzzle platforming. Not too dissimilar to Braid. Best Album of the Year, my nominees were Broken Bells by Broken Bells, Hurley by Weezer, Lonely Avenue by Ben Folds and Nick Hornby, Congratulations by MGMT, and some Justin Bieber piece of crap. The award goes to Broken Bells. The combination of James Mercer's iconic voice with Danger Mouse's feel for backups and melody created an ambient sound that absolutely commanded I listened to the 10 tracks of their eponymous debut album again and again. Link number 2 in the doobly-doo is the first track from the album. Go ahead and check it out if you like indie rock stuff. Best Book of the Year, my nominees were Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins, Earth the Book by Jon Stewart, Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan, Good Eats 2, The Middle Years by Alton Brown, and Changes, Book 12 in the Dresden Files series by Jim Butcher. For me, it was all about Will Grayson. I've always been a fan of John Green's work, but I think WG Squared stands out as something unique. 2 authors, 2 central characters, 2 stories that intertwine and become one story, and one good moral that sticks with you long after you read the final page. Best TV Season of the Year, my nominees were Dexter Season 5, Survivor Heroes vs. Villains, The Office Season 7, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia Season 6, and Lost Season 6. It's gotta be Lost Season 6, the final chapter in the television drama that most recently changed the face of television on a larger scale. The veil is slowly pulled away from the mythos of the series, and it all culminates in one of the most memorable finales I've ever seen. I felt emotionally drained after the show, and when a show makes you care that much about its characters, that's when you know it's good. Best movie not from the year 2010 that I watched last year for the first time, my nominees were The Breakfast Club, My Neighbor Totoro, The Shawshank Redemption, Adaptation, and Good Will Hunting. It's Shawshank, hands down. I mean, those are all great movies, but it's Shawshank, hands down, and I can't get into too much detail talking about it here, because I don't want this video to last 20 minutes. Best game not from 2010 that I played for the first time last year, my nominees were Metal Gear Solid, Ico, Ratchet & Clank, Jak and Daxter The Precursor Legacy, and Lost Odyssey. Once again, all those are great, but it's gotta be Metal Gear Solid. Yes, it is very, very dated in the graphics, but the gameplay holds up surprisingly well, the voice acting is far ahead of its time, and it comes with some really memorable moments. That's all. So what's your vote in those categories? And you don't have to pick the same nominees that I did. I'd love to hear your opinions, though. Until tomorrow, I'm Griff, and I'm still talking.